Right, so hello everybody. I am using a different thing to, record on, so it might look a bit different, but I just felt the need to come on and shed a little bit of light on stuff of like how people are feeling. Because with everything going on out there are a lot of people starting to go shift again in the negative energy, as in, for example, oh, you know who's got in. And this is happening, and oh my God, a certain place over the pond is falling down, and they're all flip-flopping again in that energy. I just say, stop looking at the news, stop feeding into all the rubbish, and chill and relax over the next couple of days. Because on different platforms, people are saying things, in comments, people are saying things, on Facebook, people are saying things. People who believe that you know who's got in are just laughing at the other people, the so-called conspiracy theorists. Oh, you said it was going to happen, you said this, you said that. Well, people will say that who don't understand, because they don't have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. You've just got to keep calm. And the biggest thing is, there's a lot of people out there who just don't have faith. They don't have faith in themselves. They don't have faith in the plan, which is your plan, which is a godly plan as well, but it goes beyond that. They're disconnecting themselves away from the divine. No faith at all. People say they have faith. Do you have faith? You're being tested right now. It's in an initiation. Do you fall at the biggest point, like pinnacle that we're going through now, when you're really needed? We're all tired. We're all tired. We're all light workers at the end of the day. We're all tired. It's frustrating when you're getting, we're not here really now to wake that side up. It's coming anyway. You're here to keep in your eye of the storm, not lose your shit while this is going down, not get lost in the wobbliness of, oh my God, it looks like that's happened, when we all know that's not what's going on. It's all an illusion of what they're trying to put out right now. I'm not here to do all that stuff. I'm not here really to report on that sort of stuff. I've never gone in depth on it, maybe a few years ago. I'm here to help people heal. I'm healing and I'm helping people to heal. And to help you heal, the biggest message I wanted to give out today, with a card reading that came up this morning and something that I said on my community page and something that I want to read to you, is following your divine path and not letting people distract you from it. It's very important in these times ahead, because we're still going to have wobbles. If people just think it's going to be over, and it's like, you've got to also remember the people who are screaming and they're worried about, oh my God, I don't think Trump's got in. Trump has had to leave DC. I said this last night because it's not a true state of America. People need to go and research that. I'm just putting it out there. He said, it's just the beginning. It is just the beginning. More work to do, people. And he also said, which is quoted off cue as well, the best is yet to come. He also said he'll be coming back in a different form. Take that as you will. I'm just putting it out there. Anyway, so I woke up this morning and I knew there'd be people flip-flopping all over the place today with, oh, I thought you said so. I don't mean at me, I just mean looking, and they're like, oh my God, it looks like Joe's got in and Trump's like not won in. Oh my God, what's going on? I trusted and I had faith that this, but you didn't, because you're screaming about it and you're not holding on to your true divine light. Now, the cards that I'm going to read out have said exactly what's going on, and this is why I'm going to tell you it's very important that you come away from it, because what I got in this morning was, I'll show you them in order. 7 of Pentacles, I'm just going to quickly go through them, put them back in order. 7 of Cups. 10 of Swords, this looks a bit familiar at the minute. Death card again, comes up all the time, it needs to. 5 of Pentacles, I'm going to read this intuitively. 7, again, of Wands. Ace of Wands. It's all good, people, the light is here. The light is here to stay. So what it's saying basically in the first 3 cards is, a lot of people have woke up this morning. The Pentacles is earthly anyway. Well, on this earth, to me, there's a lot of people feeling very down, looking a bit grey, this card, and depressed of, oh my God, what is going on? I thought this was going to happen. Sorry about my nail varnish. And I thought that was going to happen. You know, there's a lot of things because Pentacles can do with finance as well. But I sort of see that is, I mean, obviously there's stuff going on like that with lockdown. Not that. It's how people have woken up in a different energy. It's shifted again of, oh my God, you know, fear, basically. You know, it's a very grey picture. They're not quite sure what's going on in the grey area of like, not quite sure in fear. This is just a quick reading because this is how it came up into me. And then the Seven of Cups, you got this guy on the floor, doesn't know which cups to choose. He's not sure yet again. He's in fear. He's holding the ground again. He's like, oh my God, I'm not sure what's going on. What is all this, that like this information? I'm not sure which cup do I choose. I don't know where to turn. All this sort of energy of people like screaming out. And then you've got this one, the Ten of Swords. Now this is what's going on with a lot of people. All the people that speak out in truth in communities. You know, you're speaking out your mouth, you're speaking the light, you're speaking out the truth. You're getting hit by, say, a lot of arrows, a lot of daggers. Swords is to do with air, which is to do with thoughts and things like that. But you're putting your thoughts out. You're trying to show people. You're also trying to speak your truth at the end of the day. But you're getting all these daggers chucked at you, and it's very hard. Like this, the person sort of holding himself like this. It's like, you know, he's trying to protect himself. He's trying to comfort himself as well, because what I'm seeing with a lot of people at the minute is, it is very frustrating when you're trying to speak truth of what's going on when people can't see. See, the light's behind him. He's speaking the truth. It looks like it's coming out of his mouth. The divine is speaking to him. He's trying to tell the truth. People aren't listening. They're throwing daggers at these people because they don't understand. And this is what's going on now. You know, they're ridiculing. Sound familiar? Ridiculing what this person is trying to say. What the collective of what people are trying to say. But after these three cards, this is the initial energy that's going on right now at the minute. Of people trying to speak out, people being in fear, they've wobbled again, they've gone back into fear because they see it, they're reading the news and they're feeding into all the bullshit that's going on. So you've got all that going on. But after that, the Death card came in. The Death card stands for change. And it is a change. It's a death of the old way, the death of the old you. Not the death, you're not going to be killed. The death of an old you, the death of an old world, a death of, like we've said before, all those negativity, the negative things, thoughts and everything, patterns and everything we talked about last night, I've been bumbling on about for quite a long time now. The world has to have a death to have a rebirth, so we can rebuild our foundations, because the foundations we were on they weren't solid, as we know, full of lies and stuff going on. That's within yourself and without yourself as well. So seems pretty scary at the minute right now, but we need a death to have a rebirth, and that is what's coming in. And with all this energy going on, like people not sure, with the rebirth, I'm just seeing the Five of Pentacles. To me, it's earth again. People moving away from a city, it looks like. People, it's quite grey again, not sure, but they know they need to move. They're coming out of some situation that they're unsure of, because, I mean, think of DC, but people are moving, they're moving away from, the old way of thinking, patterns and everything. They don't want to be a part of what's been going on. I mean, if you look in the background of this picture, it looks like a bit war-torn and stuff, which is, representing DC at the minute. People are going to see, what's been going on. And they're moving away from it all. Packing up the bags and moving out because they've seen the truth and they don't want to be a part. There's a few people in the background who are like, oh, I don't know, It's a bit like that death of an old, an old life of you as well. Like, I did like this though. Yeah, but there's better things to come. And there's a lot of people like that right now. You want to sit in your bubble. You're fearing about going into this new, this new energy, because the old energy seemed familiar. Of course, anything that seems familiar, it's a bit scary to go from the familiar to the unfamiliar. But right now, I'd rather be going to the unfamiliar, because the familiar isn't doing anybody any good. And then the beautiful thing that came out at the end of it, when you hold on to your faith and you trust your divine inner knowing, with the Seven of Wands, that all that come against you, you're just there in your stance, your strength. You've got he's got his golden wand there. The wand, you are the creator of your reality. You don't even really need to do much. You're just standing in the light. You've got your wand. That wand is stronger than all them wands put together. seven heaven wand, because you are the power. You have the power. We all have power within, the golden spark, as I put up before. I'm going to read that out after. So when you realise how powerful you are, and don't forget, Trump always said when he always got in, power back to the people. What's happening is Q and Trump aren't always going to be here. They're giving the power back to the people, and that's very layered with the power back to the people energy. But one of them is the power back to the people. We've got alliances helping all over in all sorts of different realms. But at the end of the day, it's being given back to us, so we do it ourselves, not to be lazy and complacent, because that's why the world's got into the state it's got into. So power back to the people to take our world back. Plain and simple. And then when people realise that, because that is what people are realising, they're realising to stand in their own truth, the light, the divinity, coming to what their true divine path is and what they came here to do. You are the Ace of Wands. You wield your wand in the divine light of truth. It's magic, it's alchemy. You are the magician, you know. And it's beautiful. It's like it's powered up from the earth, and it's just like rose. It's ascended, because the more you get into your frequency, I'd say maybe blueprint, soul pattern, soul retrieval, the more you will rise like the divine being that you are in ascension. Ascension is about expanding and growing. We're not going off planet anywhere. Space is a space around you and the space within you. That's where you can travel at light speed and get into contact with different things. Personally, that's how I see it. In the cosmos, if you want to go there, you can travel there. In your mind as well, Tesla 369. But, you know, each to their own. But I'm just saying, once you stop listening to people that aren't resonating in the right energy, that are looking too much at the mainstream media, don't be feeding into, like, things that people are putting out of what they think's happened with the people that don't have a clue what's happened. Don't be feeding. I'd say from now, you know, till next week, just chill out, because you're going to get attacked by people who don't know what's going to go on, because they are throwing arrows and daggers at you. I get it all the time because I shine my light bright. People don't like it. And when you start talking the truth as well, people want to attack you, throw daggers at you, bring you down. That's not where we're going to a world of compassion, and I'm going to go to that in a minute. What a lot of people don't understand is, if you don't want to feel like this, come out of it. Keep doing the things that you love. That's why I did the long video yesterday of doing the things you love, getting in communication with your higher self, your spirit guides, all this, doing the stuff that you love that keeps you in a higher frequency. So you know that all this, we knew this stuff was coming up. People are going to start dragging you down, especially if you're into certain movements and they don't believe it and they're just laughing at you. You know, come away from it. And then you'll have that, you know, that death. We're having that death, a death of an old way. And you will start movement away from people, things that don't resonate anymore. And you will be the wand wielder in your realm, and you will shine and you will rise above it and you will ascend. It's about growth, soul expansion, growing and learning from past mistakes and reflecting. Now, I'm going to read something out of one of my little books, because, you know, I've got my chakra earrings in. I've been wearing them for a few days, so this was just relevant. Now, I know the number I get in all the time is number 7. I know I've been working in my crown chakra, with my crown chakra, and also my third eye. And the colours are quite similar anyway. But I just wanted to read the crown chakra out, because this is very important. So, and there'll be lots of people out there that know, but there'll be lots of people that don't. So, the crown chakra reaches the heights of spirituality. It connects us with our indelible, I think, and permanent divinity. Is the source of healing energy. That's why you can heal yourself. In the human energy system, the chakras act as a ladder, like I said yesterday. It's like a Jacob's ladder, climbing up. A ladder to love, spirituality and healing from the base energy of the root chakra, which anchors us in life, to the more refined spiritual energy of the crown chakra. Like all the other energy centres, the crown chakra exists as a vertical core of potential until it is activated, because that's the rainbow bridge as well in your heart. You know, we are heart, we are love. We activate our rainbow bridge. It's the connection to both realms. You've got your earthly realm down here, your root chakra, and your heavenly realm and beyond, cosmic realms. But anyway, not going into that, of how I explain it. Mature, now this is important, I want people to listen, because a lot of people think they're in certain things, and then when you look and you're like, maturity and insight, the crown chakra opens up when we have attained physiological maturity and spiritual development. The opening of the crown chakra coincides with a time in our lives when we have to face several difficult personal choices and external life changes. This made me laugh because I brought it up in my video yesterday about when people think you're going through a midlife crisis and it's not, and it's a breakthrough. And then I was laughing at what it said in here. These ultimately bring us spiritual insights and a greater sense of what we are capable of and what our higher purpose might be. For many, such realizations are often seen as a form of midlife crisis. Enlightenment often leads us to reject what we have been in pursuit of what we could become. Because this is about what we are becoming, not what we were. Spiritual path. Now, I'm on YouTube and I've been showing my path from the beginning of how I've grown and expanded. And the reason why I talk about my journey and what I'm going through, despite if you are or not, is I know that people are going through similar things, similar experiences, feelings, senses, starting to sense divine connection, and they thought they were going mad, and this is why I do what I do. Spiritual path. The crown chakra is the centre where we experience know a higher God as an active presence in our lives, and where we can choose to follow his ways. It is the driving force for mystics and healers immersed in cosmic consciousness, and for all those who actively seek and cultivate their spiritual path. Yes, I'm doing it. You're probably doing it too. Divine balance, like I said, everything has to be balanced. There's a lot of people with imbalances, out there. In order for the crown chakra to open, it is no longer necessary for us to renounce the world and its material temptations entirely. Our goal must be to see the spirit in all life and understand that we are here on earth to be happy and fulfill our soul's longings for love, peace and happiness. When the crown chakra does open, we need rest, tranquility and peace in order to complete the wonders and mysteries of the divine. By balancing worldly activity with spiritual pursuits, which I said yesterday, balancing both realms, can't be all in one or all in the other, we can remain grounded in life, often bringing healing and transformation in subtle ways to our immediate world. Qualities and attributes of the crown chakra. This made me giggle. Top of the skull. Age of resonance, 42 to 49. Do you remember when I was talking about my age yesterday and I couldn't remember? 42 was it's not when I came into certain knowings of things I've always been into, like mythical things, and always believing source was there, and because source is a presence and blah blah blah. When I really came into it and started seeing things and was like, oh my god, this is divine, this is beautiful, really has validated everything I knew in the past and everything I always held close to what I believed in. Qualities: grace, beauty, serenity, oneness with all that is. Life issues: selfless realization of your incredible connection with the greater whole of life, creation of the vital and resilient spiritual context for holding your life experiences. So beautiful. Physical activities: none. Stillness. Spiritual activities: prayer, meditation and reflection. I talk about prayer, I call it intentions. I talk about meditation, and I talk about you should be reflecting by a journal, reflect on what you're saying and doing and blah, 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 blah. Essential oils: violet, lavender, lotus, plant, lotus flower, metal, platinum, element, the cosmos, the note, bee, musical, Indian, is it ragas? There's a few little bits, but I'm not going to, right, hang on a minute. So, I'm not reading all of this, but I just want people to hear this because it might make them think. Archetypes: positive, right? The guru. You're all a guru. You might listen to people who are guides and class as gurus, but you're all a guru. But we do go to people to, start us off and guide us. Gurus are people who realise who they are. I know who I am. They know the divine force flows through them. Yeah, I do. I was talking about last night about the connection to the divine God, whatever you want to say, source, creator, because that's what it is. I know that. I know the divine force flows through, and how many, there's different ways of how it comes out, and it's beautiful. that the divine force flows through them, and they are identified with that as the subterranean of their being, rather than the temporal parts of their life. They let life move through them and take them ever deeper into consciousness itself. Negative. The egotist. And egotists are people who think their efforts alone carry them through life. They believe that they are separate from a greater whole of existence, and that their striving and effort controls the outcome of their life. Physical problems, if you're not connecting properly. When the crown chakra is dysfunctional, there are problems with learning, perception, and spiritual understanding. The physical problems that can occur are epilepsy, colour blindness, alcoholism, nervous disorders, neurosis, I don't even know what that says, and insomnia. And then I might just talk about the pineal. The pineal. This gland is located at the top of the head. It resembles the rod and the cone of the eye, and seems to be light sensitive. You think about light sensitive, where am I? It helps, a lot of people know this, but I'm just reading it out anyway. It controls sleep patterns, menstrual cycles, and deep rhythmic cycles of the body. It is associated with the higher consciousness and is the realm of the divine, course it is. We activate this gland when we do meditation, yoga, and self-realization inquiry. It is felt to be our link with the cosmic energy, which enters the physical body through this chakra and stimulates this gland. It is known that in certain Eastern esoteric practices, focus on the pineal gland opens the higher mind to illumination and a sense of oneness with all things. And everyone can do it. Positive outlook. You always have a positive outlook. This centre eases physical and emotional pain and releases endorphins that create happy and blissful experiences for us. This hormonal release can be activated through meditation, yoga exercises, and developing a sense of love for beauty and for all. When the crown chakra opens, it brings what does that say? It brings attitudinal changes and a more positive outlook towards life. It helps a person develop a spiritual context for challenges and difficulties. It induces both gratitude and acceptance. I've been talking about gratitude a lot and acceptance. The rule of the ego, which is part of us that divides, limits, and judges, no longer has domain over the mind. Instead, there is a compassion of a sense of oneness with life and acceptance of one's self, because if you're all up in your ego, you do like to divide, you do like to put limits on, you do like to judge. It's not about judgment. It's not about judging. Higher purpose. Now, I love this. I know what my higher purpose is. I hope you know what yours is, or beginning to see and feel what it is. Healing happens when the mind is loving, inclusive, embracing, and allowing. As the crown chakra opens, we gain the awareness that although reality may appear to be diverse in nature, only appear because it's an illusion, it is ultimately undivided, whole, and benign. Our higher mind learns to accept that we are loved, guided, and protected by source higher and more powerful than ourselves, and that we are each here for a purpose. We are, and you all have a divine purpose. Not all the same, The aspect of the solar system, the universe. Astrological association, Aquarius, which is air, which is ether, which is divine. A few little things you might not know is earthly location, India, angelic presence, the Christ light. I love this. Mythological animal, eagle. Well, that's just matching up with America over there and that's going on there. That just made me laugh. Anyway, spiritual strength. Once we start living from within the crown chakra, we start to be thankful for our lives exactly as they are, which I said yesterday, in having formed a spiritual context in which we can retain our life experiences. We accept the trials and hardships that have shaped our spirit by realising that our lives could not be any other than they are. We are able to relish being exactly as we are now. We know or are awakened to the awareness that now, that who we are is divine in nature and nothing can stop our spirit. And that's what I talked about yesterday or the other day. This mental and emotional transformation supports our audacity for seeking a better life and gives us the inner strength to pursue a rightful path, divine guidance. Whichever way we experience the divine, because many people experience it differently, and that's what I was talking about yesterday, we accept that our lives are not in our hands alone. By surrendering our fears and burdens to a higher power, we are able to cope better and more calmly with any pain, loss or separation we may encounter. When we begin the process of conversion, of accepting that our lives are divinely guided, we lighten up, become healthier and more resilient and open to new realms of possibilities for living as we could like. The more we attune our awareness to the ultimate truth of a higher power, the freer we become. Free energy! So we live in joy, harmony and serenity. Honouring the spirit permits us to experience gratitude for who we are and how life unfolds. We learn that we are never alone and that we are guided, loved and protected at all times. Spiritual dimension. Intelligence, spiritual understanding. Soul lesson, to be one with the source. A healthy crown chakra opens us to spiritual understanding of the oneness of life. It is predicted on the belief that there is no separation as any level in any expanded reality that acknowledges the source of life. We learn that we are always guided and protected. A higher power moves our lives in a caring and loving way when we connect, like I was saying yesterday. This understanding with our life challenging times by seeing how events open us up to a greater love and connection with spirit. The crown chakra and the emotional body. The crown chakra has but one emotion, and that is bliss. This state is described as a joyful sense of the divine. Once it is experienced, it tends to negate all other emotions. A state of bliss is felt when there is no longer identification with the lower centres. This state of bliss is often called transcendence, and talk about transcendence and ascending and all that stuff, because you're coming away from your lower chakras, which is fear, which is judgment, which is all that stuff, just pulled my chakra earring out. Woe is me, life's happening to me, no, it's happening for you. Oh, why is this happening? All that sort of stuff. Crown chakra and mental body. The crown chakra opens the realm of a higher thinking to us. Here we see the entire picture and move beyond the petty details of life. The crown chakra is global, even universal in the approach to situations or people. It has a spiritual dimension that teaches us to consider the origin of conflict. That's massive, what's going on now. And to see with our heart as well as our head. It is able to put things into perspective, because at the end of the day, it is there to help teach you to consider the origin of conflict. Why are you being conflicted with somebody else? Why are you trying to pull someone down? Why are you trying to... That's all root chakra. That's not a higher knowing. Is there anything else? I'm just going to do an affirmation before I go. There's some other bits and bobs, but I'm just going to read a little bit off this page, and anything else I might bring up again, but I'll do the affirmation right. Negative attitudes. The most esoterical belief is that we are doing it all alone. This belief fortifies the ego and gives the license to exploit and manipulate. We thus fail to recognise a higher power than our limited self. This attitude fosters arrogance, false pride, and an overinflated ego that lives under the pretense that it is invincible and unconquerable. It separates a person from contact with humanity and keeps the heart close to love and healing. And that's why I said a lot of us will be going back out, after all this, in the community and connecting with people. Positive attitudes, healthy crown chakra, attitudes embrace a sense of gratitude for one's life. That's what I do. I've been talking about gratitude a lot. And humility for goodness. When we realise God loves, protects and guides us, we anchor our consciousness in a reality based on faith rather than anxiety. That's what I've been saying. If you have no faith, if you're in anxiety, you're not in a faith. Anxiety is not a faith. You're worried. You're all in that lower chakras again. I'll say that again. In reality based on faith rather than anxiety. Every day, life becomes infused with spirit and grace, and let go of the petty irritations that cause us distress. Spiritual awareness deepens our life, giving us meaning and a sense of higher purpose. I've watched my growth on YouTube. That's one thing that I love, because it's recorded and I can see it myself and other people have seen it as well. Oh, you've changed, Dolly. Growing and expanding. Affirmations for the crown chakra. So here's some affirmations. Repeat the affirmations once every morning and evening as you enter a period of the crown chakra enlightenment. As you enter. God is in me, above me, below me, around me at all times. I seek the highest truth and the most healing ways to live my life. I honour and protect my divine spirit. I know that all is good despite appearances to the contrary. I look within where I am safe and loved. My spirit is eternal. It loves harmony, peace and joy. I trust my highest good and greatest joy are unfolding now. And there'll be a few more things I'll be reading out of this, but I just thought I'd come and just share a bit of this because it might give you a bit of enliftment today. Visualise a violet skull cap sitting on your head, yeah, because purple. Crystals. Amethyst is the stone associated with the crown chakra because it brings spiritual clarity and love of the higher mind. It can be used as a healing to diffuse pain. Yes, that's my birthstone, amethyst. Spiritual, the colour purple, amethyst, Piscean, intuitive. Yep. Being spiritual requires an openness to knowing who you truly are. Meditation can help you connect with your inner self. So like I said, I just wanted to give you a little bit out of that because like I said, the cards today, there is a lot of people now all flip-flopping with the news of, the outer world. Oh my God, this is that. They're saying this, they're saying that. A lot of people are going to have egg on their faces in the end, but I'm not talking about that world. I'm trying to say go within, chill out, do what you love while all this stuff's happening, and it'll keep you from, feeding into those other energies, feeling anxiety. You're going to feel more love and more divine presence the more you it's like I say, you're aware of what's going on. You just don't absorb what's going on. You can look, you don't absorb it. I saw some things this morning on the news on my phone, and I was just laughing. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I've just decided to go away and I've started on another painting and I've told, a friend today, and I'll tell you people as well, I'm not looking at what's going on. I'm trusting the divine plan within me and the divine plan that's coming through people and has gone into the physical world, if you know what I'm talking about, certain movements and things. And I'm just watching it all roll out. It's a big movie being played out and I'm enjoying it. You're going to get more frustrated and more angry if you sit in the energy of how everyone's feeling at the minute with the people that think something's happened because the MSM have told them, compared to actually what's happening really. And I'm just saying, temperance people, patience. Patience is a virtue, been waiting a long time, but I don't sit there thinking when. It's happening now anyway. So that's all I wanted to say, to hopefully give you a bit of encouragement to lift your spirits and not get caught up with everything everyone's saying. If you are working and you're at working place, especially in America, and you've got people in your workplace, if you can get out, go for a walk at dinner time so you don't have to be around everyone trying to ridicule you and stuff like that. But the biggest thing you can do is just do the things you love, put good ass music on, before I go, I will read out what came into me today. Message from Spirit today was, I had the song come in straight away, which was, flipping loved it. I think I took a picture of it. Can't play it. No, it's not that one. Where is it? Oh, where did that go? Oh my god, I think I've just got a load of stuff just sent. Oh, I don't know. Where's it gone? So let me check if it's over on my... Is it on my community page? Just check. I think I may have put it on. Put a few things up this morning. Well, anyway, it was the Feeling Good. Feeling Good. Do-do. Do-do. Let me see if I can get it up. Has it got the word? Yeah. I know this isn't going to come out right. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by you, you know how I feel. I know I've not got the right tune. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Da-down, 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 da-down. Go and listen to that. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me and you. If you choose it to be, that's coming anyway. Go and listen to that song, that's why I put it out there. That's a song that came in from Spirit, and I thought I'm definitely putting that one up. And then I wrote out, and this message just came in as I was writing, as I said, automatic writing. I have a beautiful divine message, live message to give you soon, and I know it will help and resonate with a lot of you, and that's what I was just talking about then. This is the reading and everything. Also a little bit with this, and about the crown chakra. I'll let you know. Isn't life just a divine direction? I accept all I have been given, that which I am receiving now, and continue to receive the divine presence within me. Wow, what a beautiful gift we all hold, gold within. The treasure that glistens, your all spark marks a spot. You are the X. Oh, it's supposed to say your all spark, marks the spot. Which it would probably said the X marks the spot. That's what it was meant to say. Let me just re-put that in because it probably makes no sense. I'm always missing things. So, your all spark, and it's meant to say X marks the spot. I think people will know what I've said there. X marks the spot. You are the X. Centre, heart. Ooh. That's where your gold spark comes from. God spark, presence. Just received while writing this. So that to me is saying, I'm loving it. The presence of God is all around within you and everything. Omnipresence. It's beautiful. And it resides within you. You are the gold, the all spark. And that's one of the biggest messages I wanted to say. You are divine. You are loved. You are protected. You are guided. So with that little message and the cards about not going into fear, holding on, doing the things you love, and the little crown chakra, just stay positive, people. Stay in the higher frequencies and the higher consciousnesses. Come away from what people are saying. It doesn't matter at the minute. I knew this time would happen when more people would be shaking. Like I said, you've been told in the speech. This is just the beginning. I'll be back in a new form, in another form. The best is yet to come. So why are you fearing? And I will see you soon. Bye.